Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, brand ambassador, and I'm super, super excited to see you. Welcome to another week of sewing and crafting. And this week we're kicking it off with one of my favorite features that's new on the Aveneer, picture play. So different than anything else we've had on a machine before. I had somebody emailing me saying, is it the same thing as putting a picture on a scanning mat and scanning it in? Nope. Way cooler and way easier. So we got Cathy Gandy joining us, brother educator. You all know her and love her. In fact, if you have the airflow surgery, you're probably in class with us right now. So let's grab Cathy and say hi. I see you all rolling in. Looks like we are live on YouTube and Facebook. And all the YouTube fans always seem to find it here first. I don't know why, but it's all good. And I love seeing all your comments while we're getting ready to go live. So, all right, Cathy, I'm so excited for this tutorial. How are you?
This will be fun. I am doing well. And you?
I'm doing great. So for those of you that don't know Cathy and you're new to the party, Cathy is a brother educator. You've been with brother. I was trying to think about this the other day. How many years? Like a long time.
Well, since 16. I have been an educator since 2000, but with brother since 16.
And brother loves you because you do such a great job. So a lot of people here, I see them in here that are in our airflow masterclass for the airflow surger. And we had so much fun putting that together. But what I love about Cathy, and I'm sharing this in case you don't know this yet, she is so technical on certain things that she explains it so well. You'll understand it. You'll think I never, ever thought of that. So this is great that you're doing the picture play, because this one, some people are like, is this going to be hard to do? And I think you're going to make it look really darn easy.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. So I guess I'll just start talking about picture play. And I just really love this feature. When you think of it, a lot of people think of the photo stitch in PE design. Well, you can do a photo stitch. They have 10 different styles, and the styles are just so much fun. It's like using filters on your computer or on your devices for filtering pictures into other ways of looking at it. I have an app on my pad on my device tablet that lets you use filters. And my grandson was playing with it, my grandson and granddaughter, and he had this picture that I just thought was really cute. So I took that picture, took it into picture play, found a style that I really liked, used the colors from the filtered picture, and did a photo of him, and I just think it turned out really good. So there's a lot of different things. Let me see if I can find him. So here is his sewn out.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And I didn't realize how much he looked like his dad until I got this done. But anyway, so there's a lot of different things that you can do. Your imagination should just go wild. We've got AI now, which is exciting. You can create images. I've got a robot that I did with AI, and I'm going to show you how it comes out.
So I was lucky enough to get a little preview of some of the, I just asked Cathy, have you been embroidering nonstop for 2 months? Wait until you see all the things she has put together. So drop your questions below. We are live today, so we will be answering what we can. And before we go any further, Cathy, somebody's asking us, how do I get that masterclass for the airflow surger? All you have to do, if you're in the USA, register your airflow surger on Brother's website. You'll get an email with the link to class. So there you go. That we answered that. Now back to the picture play. All right, Cathy, I'll let you take it over.
Okay, well, let me go to the camera here.
Okay. And while she's switching over, I see, yay, Facebook's finally showing up. Hey, Brenda. Looks like a lot of people are over on the YouTube side because they know it shows up faster. All right, we see your machine great, and I will just bring you up by yourself. Here you go.
All right. So there is, you can bring the image in with your USB stick, but I like to bring it in with my Design Snap app. if you don't have and the reason I like to use my Design Snap app is if I use my USB stick, I have to go over to my laptop or my desktop and transfer it onto a stick and send it to the machine. But if I have my tablet, I can turn on my tablet and I've got my Design Snap app on my tablet. And you just go to your app store and download it. And I'm going to open it up. And so this was first for our Stellaire machine because it didn't have a camera. You snap captured your pictures and send them over to the machine. But it has this one section down here and it says select image for pattern editing. So if I pick that, it brings up my pictures and I can pick what I want and send it on over to the machine. You can see I got a lot of stuff here. So I've got this over there. I'll send the shell over. So then I can just say send to the machine and it's sending and it says it's sent. So I'll say okay. So I'm going to take this down. We don't need this anymore because you've seen how it worked. So now I'm going to come to the machine and go to embroidery. And once you go to embroidery, you're going to see the picture play embroidery icon here. So I'm going to touch that. And I don't have it on the USB stick. I sent it over wirelessly. So I'm going to touch this. And they number them. And somebody was asking how many you can get in there. And I don't know. I'm close to having 30 in here. So they're all numbered. So I know I'm looking for 71. So I'm going to scroll here until I see 71. And there you go. So I'll go to set. And I'm ready to play with picture play. So this gets rid of the background. So I can do this and turn the background and preview it and see how much of the background it takes off. If it doesn't get as much off as I want, and it took it all off so I don't have to worry about it, I could go to custom and I can take, if it didn't take off enough, I can put lines on there. The pink line, I believe, gets, if you draw a pink line, it will get what's below the pink line or above it. And if you do a green line, it will add to it. So if I wanted to add to it, I could do that. So I'm going to say okay here. And then if I wanted, I change the size. So, or fit it to the hoop. I usually do 10 by 10 and say okay. And this is if I want to frame it, but you can't frame it because I got rid of the background. You can only use the framing. So let's just return here and set it again. And so we'll just leave the background on there. You've seen how it got rid of the background. So this is framing. So if I want to change the size here, I can change the size here. I can do square. I can do rounded corners, and I can do a circle. So those are the different settings that you can do here. So I'm just going to say okay to that. And then this one fits to hoop. Now, I usually do the 10 by 10, just I don't know why, I just do. But it's not going to make it a 10 by 10. It's just going to make it so that it will fit in your 10 by 10 inch hoop. So it's probably pretty close to 10 this way and shorter this way. So it keeps it in proportion. So I'm going to say okay, and then I can go to next. And here is where you have your styles. So you have the original, and that's the one like PE Design. You have the icon art, Art Deco. You have the pencil sketch, and you just keep on going, and then all the way down to style number 10, which is your cartoon graphic. So we'll just pick one here, and we'll do preview, and we'll just see what it's going to turn out like.
I absolutely love those filters. because you don't really know what's going to show up there until all of a sudden you try it and you're like, whoa, I would have never even imagined it's going to look this cool.
Yeah, I have played with this quite a bit. And once you start playing with it, you're going to see that each style has its own little set of colors. And you can see what it did here. Isn't that wonderful? I love the way what it did to the background.
That's cool.
And then if I decide now, right here, now your mouse, I have my wireless mouse hooked up. So when I come up to here and put my mouse on this, it's telling me exactly what this icon does, which I think is fantastic. So make sure that you have your wireless mouse set up so you can see, put it on your icons to see what they do. So this one is on, use color of style image, off, use colors of original photo. So if I turn it off in preview, it's going to use the style, but use the colors of the original photo. So it's going
I love that. And you know, you just talked about this is a new feature for this machine as well, that you can use a wireless mouse. You could have always used a mouse, but it had to be wired to the side. The wireless mouse, I love. You almost feel like you're using a computer or a tablet. You know, a lot of people, well, myself included, I'm used to using a mouse for everything. It's faster.
And there you go. So it's turned it more blue. On this one, a lot of times I like the original colors, but on this one, I actually would rather have the style colors. So that's those are the different things that you can do with that. And there is one style in here that kind of is a little, it's very interesting. It's called Geo Art. So I'm going to go ahead and let it do its own thing and preview this with the Geo Art and see what you get. And I've played with this with different things, and there's some things that I like, but you have to have a certain picture. So I was thinking, I took I got a picture of a quilt top and did this, and I really like it. I'm going to go into my saved designs and let you see some of the designs that I have saved from here. But there you go. Now that's not too bad, but you can see that it's just a little bit different how it does things. So we'll go to, let's go back to 4 here and just go ahead and just change it back here. Just preview this. So you can find all kinds of pictures to use. Like I said, you can do your own, do the AI. It's just a lot of fun to, and we like what we see, but think of this as artwork. This is really more like artwork. It's like you painting something with thread. So I'm going to go to next here, and it's going to turn this into stitches. So when you come to this section, each picture play, it's going to end up using 15 colors. That's the default. You're going to get 15 colors no matter what. You can take some of those colors away if you want to get rid of them, or you can add, but you have to have it digitized first before you can get there. So this may take a little while. Is there any questions so far?
I'm checking the questions. It's mostly comments. This is awesome, Sandra says. I agree. And let's see. Barbara Jones said she's already done 2 of these. She loves it.
Oh, great, Barbara. Miss you.
No, I was recently at a show, and somebody brought a picture that they did with their dog. It was gorgeous, and they actually did a few different filters. I'm going to have to ask you, though. Oh, look at how cool that looks. We'll ask you in a moment. So you can think about it for a moment, Cathy. Which one is your favorite filter? That's going to be the question of the day.
Oh, that's a tough one. It depends on the picture. It really does. I've taken one and taken it up through all 12, and sometimes I like 4. I kind of go to it quite a bit. I do like that one, but the cartoon art graphic is kind of fun. There's just a lot of them. I think the number one, you have to have the right picture, but it works well. There's a lot of them that I like. So here you go. So this is, and you want to make sure that Robinson Anton, if you come up into your settings and you go to your thread palettes, you'll see what thread palettes have a lot of colors. So I'm going to come up here to settings just real quick, and we'll see if we can find it. And I'm sorry, I didn't look for it earlier. Thread colors, thread brands. So I'm going to come to my thread brands here, and you can see the different brands that you can pick from. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK here. We need to be, well, let me show you this in just a second. Let me finish this up, and you'll have to remind me when I'm trying to show them. It's about your color palettes. Okay, so here's my 15 colors. If I want to do only 12, I would take this down to 12. Now, if I want to get rid of the ones I want, say I really don't want the dark, well, I do want that one. Well, it doesn't matter. So I can click this and take it away, and then that one would be gone. So you can take away the certain colors that you want, or you can just let the picture play do it for you. So you're telling it won't give you any more than 12 colors. And here's your density. And I have found with when I do the 10 by 10, and I did change the density on one that I did, but it ended up I didn't like what I did, so I threw it away. But the density, it really filled it in quite well, because on some of these, they don't fill in quite as well as you'd like. So sometimes if I have a larger one, I'm going to add more density to it, and you do that right here. So up here, you're going to add more. If you make it a little smaller, you may want to get rid of some. So we'll go ahead and go to preview. And then right now it's all done. After it gets done here, then I will take it and I would be able to put it into memory. And I'm going to show you my memory bank in a bit. And this is where I'm going to show you about the colors. You have to be into embroidery side of the machine so that you can actually see the different color palettes.
So while it depends, on the complexity of the design, how long it takes to go to embroidery. So while that's configuring, I've got a couple of questions for you, Cathy. Doreen, how are you? Cute dog. Can you use any wireless mouse? Okay.
I believe so, but don't get an expensive one.
I believe so too. I actually I had a really nice brother mouse like you've got there, and I lost the little piece that goes in it. So I went and grabbed one of my other brands, and it worked fine, Doreen. So you're good. But I don't know. I mean, there are some really technical gaming mice that I have not tried. So far, with just the general brands, I've had no problem. But I'm sure there's probably more specifics on that. And then one more thing, Suzanne, I know you have the Dream Machine. So no, you cannot do this on your machine. But when we're finished here, we'll talk about a few different softwares that would do something similar for those that don't have the Aveneer too. So, okay, go ahead. Back to you, Cathy.
Okay. So now I'm going to click on Set, and it's going to convert it on over. I'm going to say OK. And there we are. So you're ready to do your embroidery.
Look at that.
So it's so right here, I'm going to come to Edit, and I'm going to come to my colors. This is what I wanted to show you earlier, your thread palette. Now, in the settings, you change to what you want your default palette to be. But when you come here, you can actually see the colors that are in that color palette. So that says Robinson Anton polyester, rayon, isocord, Gutermann, and some of them have more colors than others. So this is Iris, and it has some colors. Let me see, which one is it that?
That's a lot of variations.
Yeah. So if you have a design that you think needs more colors, then pick that color palette just so that the machine can pick those colors. So this is embroidery. This is the default, and you can see that it doesn't have a whole lot of colors. So the machine doesn't have as many choices when you tell it that this is the brand that you want it to use. So make sure that you, whatever you're going to do, make sure the colors that you want are in your brand that you pick. And you're going to do that up here. You can look here to see the colors, but you need to put them in the settings. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
So this is where you can see them, but here is where you set them. Does that make sense?
It sure does. Are there any questions about that? So do you have to load different color threads one at a time? Yes, this is a single needle machine. Single needle machine here.
So come to embroidery. And there you are. We have all our colors. You've got 81,166 stitches, and you have about 2.5 hours, 151 minutes, which you know is a little bit more because we changed threads. And you have your colors.
That is so cool. Super easy to do. And I see a lot of questions. Is it really this easy? Everything she just did, that's how easy it is to take a photo and send it over. And regardless if you bring it over via USB or using the program she used, they're both the same. They come into the machine and you can change it this quickly and easily. That's very fun. We're going to have to do a little diving into Cathy's machine later and find out how many stitches she has on that machine. I think she's going to blow all of us away for sure.
I don't know. Where is it at? I think it's,
I can't remember what page. Oh my. Over a million. 1.5 million stitches, Cathy. Holy cow. We should have a contest. Who can get the most stitches on their Aveneer first? Who can beat Cathy?
I'm sure a lot of people have. A lot of people have, I'm sure.
I would be far behind, but 1.5 million and the machine just came out. That's pretty darn awesome.
Okay, so let's go home here. Now this is let's go back to picture play. Okay, so, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to bring up the tortoise. I have to look up the number. I wrote my numbers down, and he's 86. So I'm going to find 86 here.
That's smart to write down the numbers. I always have to click on it and look and then go back and forth, but I don't have quite as many as you have in there. I think I have about 10. I'm with Amanda, where I keep playing with different photos, but I haven't stitched them out yet. So wait till you see this one. This is super cute.
So this is the tortoise, turtle, whatever. So I just Googled tortoise and I found this, and it had this white background. Well, I'm going to go to set. And so you're thinking, well, it has no background, but yes, it does. Because when you come to, I'll do, when you come to one of the filters, let's do this one. I'll use the colors of that and go to preview. when you do this, and I should have picked a smaller size, I'm sorry, this is going to take a little bit of time, so we'll just yap here. So when you do this, it's going to take this white and put the style on it. So there is a background there. But if you don't want a background, and I didn't want a background because on one of them, because I wanted to do an applique. So there you go. And that it gave you a little bit, it didn't give you much. So let's go to another style. I want to turn it into an applique. So I wanted to get rid of the background.
That. Oh, Cathy, I love that. Look at the colors on there.
So I was able to turn this into an applique in the machine. So, and then I did a couple others. So what I want to do is a beach bag, and I wanted to put the towel in there as a sample and have the towel in the beach bag. So this is one of the styles. Let me see. Can you see it?
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
So it turned the background orange and green, a little blue in there. And then here is another one.
Oh my gosh, look at the beautiful colors there.
So you can see this style here gave it the blue. But I'm going to return here, and I want to get rid of the background. And then preview. So that when we come back, so do you see how it got rid of everything around him?
Yeah.
And say, okay. And now when I come to next, and I think I'll just leave him. Well, let's go smaller here. Do 8 by 8, okay. And go to next and go back to 4. And preview. And I do like neon too. Sometimes the neon is a lot of fun. I might show you the robot neon in a little while. And so you're going to wait for him to show his style there.
While he's showing that, a couple questions for you. Pam wants to know, can you rename your design you save in the machine? And I think she's talking about when you take the, I'm assuming, Pam, you're not talking about the designs but the photos.
When you send it in on that list, no, it just takes it what it is. You don't, it just gives it an image name, an image number.
Your turtle looked out so good. I see more questions. Don't worry, guys. I'll get to all these. And Barbara has an informal survey, so drop it in the chat if you're on Facebook or YouTube. How many people's first picture play was their dog?
A lot of them. And how many used the original style?
Oh, yes, that's a double. Did you use a pet, and did you use the original style or use a filter? There's our survey for the day. All right, Cathy, back to you. That turtle looks amazing.
Okay, so I'm going to go to next. So it's going to turn him into stitches, so this may take a minute, so we can have more questions if you want.
Oh, we have more questions, yes. Hold on here. Let me go back up here. I had them saved to the side. Oh, so Sandra has a good question. She says, what is the difference between an applique and embroidery straight on the item? And that's what you're kind of talking about here. So do you want to explain to someone who maybe has no idea what an applique is and what the difference is?
So when I did this one, I didn't, once we get over and turn it into an applique, there we go. So here he is. I'm just going to go to set and okay. And here we are. So right here is where I'm going to turn him into an applique. So I sewed him out on a fabric. So I hooped a fabric and I sewed it out regular. So I'm going to come into here and I'll show you how it's done. And I'm going to turn it into an applique. Now I've taken my distance down to 0 so you can see my applique stitch is close to the turtle. It's usually a little further out. If you like the color of your fabric, I wasn't sure what's going to happen, so I just left it at 0. Well, I changed it to 0. The default is about 0.2 or 0.2 or something. I'm not exactly sure. So there I go. So I'm going to come over to embroidery. So now I'm going to hoop some fabric that I want to sew the turtle on. I do not want to sew the turtle on my towel. For heaven forbid if it came out, or it would be a mess. So if you look here and you look at the back, you can see that after I sewed him out, I cut him out and then just stitched him on afterwards. Do you see how it's just appliqued on there? So come here, and I've got my fabric hooped, and I sew out my first 15 colors. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go down. Here's what I have sew out. So I did my fresh green and the gray, and keep coming down. And I'm just doing this on some fabric that I think will will look good on my fabric, on what I'm going to applique on. And keep coming down. And so I'm getting close to being done. Usually black is last. So here I am. So this says applique material. So what it's going to sew a straight stitch around the turtle. So I'm going to take that out of the hoop. I'm going to trim on this line. Then I'm going to hoop what I want to sew this onto. So I would hoop my towel. And what I did with this one, it's a little convoluted, but it worked fine. It's I used adhesive spray. I hooped a tearaway stabilizer. I used an adhesive spray and sprayed it down. And then I took my towel and placed it so this band was even. And I had the center marked, and I had this band even straight across. And then I used my snowman sticker. So I had to go back to 0. And I used my snowman sticker. Okay, here. So I came to layout, and I pushed my snowman sticker so it could place the towel, the design, in the middle of the towel, about 1 inch up from the band. So that's where I put my snowman sticker. I let the machine find it. And then I came back over here and came up. I went up instead of down, so I don't have to scroll through all of them. And I had my towel hooped. I had my topping on top, and I sewed out the applique position. I sprayed the back of my turtle with adhesive spray, stuck him down. Well, I stuck him down, then I put the topping on, and then it would sew the applique stitch. So it's a few little steps, but it really works well. I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Sorry, I muted myself. Sorry about that. Also, the back of the towel then looks nice. I mean, that's always my big thing, is I want the back of my blanket or my towel to look nice. And the applique really makes that work.
Well, all it has is the applique stitch around there.
And that looks great. It almost looks like another design on the other side without a gazillion stitches.
So that's how you can take your picture play and turn it into an applique. Is there any questions? I know it was does that make sense about the applique?
That was a great question. And Sandra said, thank you very much. And yes, Sandra, you still have to, it's a 1 needle machine, so you can only thread 1 color at a time. So hopefully you got that answer. Doreen has a question for you. You kind of already showed this, so you can show it again at the end if you want. But she said, "So how do you get the picture? How do you get that picture in there without the USB stick?" So
Okay.
we can show you that again at the end because she kind of already showed that on the tablet.
So I can do it
And
right now if you want.
sure, why don't you show it in case for anybody popped in late?
Okay.
Drop more questions in there, and I will bring them up for her as soon as we're finished with this part.
Okay, so on my tablet, I have my Design Snap app. So it's a brother app. You just go to your app store and get my Design Snap and push it. And then the bottom here, where it says My Design Center, you're going to push Select an Image for Pattern Editing. You push that, you find a design that you want to send to the machine. You have your machine set up and paired with it, and you send to the machine, and it's sending, and okay, and now it's over here. I'm going to come into here and come into Picture Play. Now, Picture Play and My Design Center share the same folder for these pictures. So this should be here, that's wireless, and it should be 70 right here, and there he is, and do set. So that's how that's done.
Super easy, super simple. I love that there's both options because some people aren't quite as savvy with sending things wirelessly. But I'll tell you what, My Design Snap app is one of the easiest tools that we have that's free, that Brother gives to us. Super easy to do. So just try it. It's free.
Yeah,
download the app. Yeah. Try it on your machine as long as your machine has a wireless capability.
Yep, as long as you're on the same network. So let's I'm
reading comments. Hey, Carol, I have no idea what is about buying stars to have your comments show up because I see you right there. And I love your picture. There was 2 more quick questions for you. Doreen says, very easy. Thank you. You're welcome. Aylin had a couple questions. They kind of go together. So I'll read both of them and then we can kind of go from there. One says, do you have any examples where there's more background for the AI has to work harder to get rid of it? That kind of ties in with this question that says, can you show us how to get rid of the background manually? Well, you can do it manually, but the AI version, so far, all the pictures I've had, it got rid of it just fine. But you did explain that a little bit, Cathy.
Yeah, you can. I find there is a place in the machine where you can get rid of the background in the custom, but you have to draw and you have to erase. So my thing is, there's so many programs out there now where you can take in your image and get rid of the background. That's what I would do. I would do it outside of Picture Play. And then when you come to Picture Play, you're set to go. It's so much easier. There's sometimes it just gets rid of all the background and sometimes it does not.
That is a great idea too. And Cathy, I've brought in quite a few photos. I'm kind of like Amanda, where I keep bringing them in and play with them a little bit. I haven't had one of them where I had an issue with too much of the background showing up, but that's a great idea. There are other programs not brother related, or I list a couple of them that I use all the time. And you click one button and it erases the background. And they have a lot more in-depth tools.
Exactly. There's since our machine is really concentrating on stitches, I think it's easier to get the background removal done in another program, but that's just me. I mean, you can do it here, but it's a little more work, and I would just, so if I preview this, it gets rid of part of his leg here, it keeps part of this, and so I would have to try to circle these and circle that and add, and it's or just cross it out. It's just not quite as easy. So I would do it in some of those programs that just get rid of the background for you with no problem.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Hey, Amanda, my Design Snap app sends it directly to the machine. If you're going to send it USB, you don't need my Design Snap app. They're like two totally different things. So if you're going to want to use USB, then use a USB. If you want to use my Design Snap app, that's different. So you don't need both at the same time.
Right. Well, there's when you go to bring in the design, there's two ways to do it. There's the wireless and there's the USB. So you have your choice. If it's on your stick, you just bring it in. If you're sending it wireless, then you push the other button. So on the stick, you're going to have them named, so you'll be able to see what's going on. In the machine, it's going to number them for you. So that's another thing. So let me show you. I don't know. Did I show you the manatees yet? And the birds?
No, we haven't seen the manatees. And Chris, I see your comment about I can't find blanks. Are you talking about, be more specific on that? Maybe we can help. If it's a brother product, we can. If it's not, then maybe not so. But give me more specifics on that. Diana says, I want it all. Oh, Amanda, tell your husband that was a good question. So thank you. All right, let's see. Oh, my gosh. This is one of my favorites, Cathy.
This is the manatees. I just think they turned out kind of cute. But I can see here that there is a little space, so I should have changed the density on this one. So just be, if you think there's a few spaces, you can change the density. So that's one thing.
While you bring that up, Cathy, that's been a big question. How does somebody know if they should change the density? Should they stitch it out first?
The bigger you go, the more density you're going to need. You're going to need more to fill in. So I do I do the 10 by 10, and usually it's not too bad, and it depends on the colors that it's going to be. This is the mushroom house.
Oh, this is funny. This is so cute. Looks like a big cartoon.
Yeah. And it turned out okay. It doesn't have much with the density problems on this one. But that was kind of fun. And then I found this picture of these birds that I really liked. So I turned it into stitches, and I think they're just cute. I think they're pretty.
Those are beautiful.
And then my son got a new car, and he sent me a picture of his car, and I turned it into stitches.
Oh, look at that. He's going to love that.
Yeah. And this is the neon, I believe. Or maybe it's not. Okay, so here you go. Do you see what it's done here? So it sees.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So I would have to come in here and try to get rid of all that, add here and add. And so I would much rather just take it into a different program and get rid of it. Yeah. So whatever you see. Yeah. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go ahead and come home here and just go ahead and come into embroidery and come into my pocket and see if I made my icons bigger. I don't know if you're going to be able to see these or not. Okay, so can you see any of these?
Oh, yes, we can see those.
Okay. So here's my turtles, and there's the house. And then this is a fun one. This is a house that looks like a cat, and that's the neon. So that was kind of fun. More manatees. This is that same house, but with a cartoon graphic, and I really like that too. So you can see just the differences in the different styles. I had my son take a picture of his guitar, and he laid it on the carpet. And so with the carpet gave it a real interesting background there. So you can do musical instruments. Well, of course, you could do whatever you want. But anyway, so it's just a lot of different fun things to do. Let's see. Here's another guitar with the gold.
Oh, that's pretty.
Now this is a picture out of my back porch, and this is neon. So it was a sunset, and it's not real appealing to most people, I guess, but I really liked it. And
so while you're scrolling through there, Cathy, could you show them up there? I'm pointing, but they can't see my finger. Lorraine says, well, how long do these designs take? And you can see right on there, there's 222 minutes on that one. And it shows you the size, the number of colors right there on that information page.
Yes, right here. So this one I like too. This is just some trees and a sunset. And I think it turned out nice.
That's beautiful.
Now, I was talking earlier about the geo art and how sometimes it just kind of, so here's my quilt that I took. I have a picture of a quilt, and I did it with geo art, and I just think it is nice. I just think that turned out nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So if you have something with some nice shapes and sharp edges, it just sort of keeps it in there instead of just letting it go all over the place. But I just like that. Sometimes with landscapes, the geo art works nice too. And let's come back here. So any more questions or?
Yeah, one more question. So do you happen to have a picture that you could bring in there different than the turtle to show how to remove the background? Because Aylin she said that's what her photos look like. But Aylin, I think what she's explaining is if you have your background is too close to the image, like that last one she brought in, that's pretty technical. So I've done one with the rose that has a whole background. That turned out fine. So I just want to make that clear that if your background is too close, like your first image, it's not going to understand where the background is to remove it.
Well, it's what we see and what it sees are totally different. Mm-hmm. So I had, okay, now this is, I don't know if this one will work, but let me try it. Where's my? So forgive me if this is this is going to look very strange. Okay.
We love strange.
It is going to look very strange. So we'll come to embroidery and we'll come to picture play embroidery.
And while you're in there, going through there, Lorraine said, is it possible to change a shape from a square to a circle? So while you're in there with the photo, show them that little section too, because we didn't scan that.
Okay, so you've seen the picture of my grandson. Well, it started out with Emma in there too, my granddaughter, and she has her tongue hanging out, okay? So you wanted to see, what were we looking at? This one right here, the framing.
Someone was asking more about the cropping. So show them just a few more of these tools.
Okay, so I can crop Emma out. And then I can do a square and a rounded corner square or a circle. So if I say okay, then that's what I get. But with that, once you do those, you cannot do getting rid of the background. So you can't combine those two. You can't combine the framing and the background. So let's come back here. Did that answer the question?
that answered the question, I think, for Lorraine on shape and square and circle. And also, maybe that will help Aylin if you want to crop part of it out. But it goes back to if you have a really detailed photo where the background is too similar to the front.
Well, yeah, and you see, Ethan is closer to the front.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to come into background, and I'm going to remove the background. But Emma's tongue is hanging out, and it somehow thought it was forward too. So her tongue gets in there.
It
did get rid of, but see, it got rid of part of his eyes there, and it got rid of part of his neck and up here over his ear. So it did get rid of quite a bit of the background, but it does leave some. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, because both of those pictures, I mean, the whole background in both those pictures together, your AI is only so smart.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't see what we see. We see
Right.
what we think is the background, and it's going to get better and better as time goes on. AI is just improving all the time, but right now it doesn't see like we see, and that's
I'm pretty impressed right there that it knew the background in between those two, because that background was very similar in color to both of their garments. So, yeah. Well, so you play with it a little bit, and hopefully that will help you a little bit. And Lorraine says, yes, thank you. That's what she was looking for.
Okay.
Amanda, are there plans on adding edges to the photos? Not that I know of right now. So, but we can add it to the wish list, right?
Edges to the photos? Like what?
Edges. She was asking, are there plans to add edges to the photos? But not that I know.
What kind of edges? Like our frame pattern?
She wants to know what kind of edges. Tell her and drop them in the chat, and we'll answer that, because you could always bring it over to embroidery and have like.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So we're going to go ahead and just. So I did most of these as a square. Ethan was not a square. He was rounded corners. But let's just bring this over and go to set, and then add our frame patterns. So you can come in here, and I'll get, that's pretty much a square. I'll get the square and do this one here, and set and size it. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, Amanda, is this what you're looking for? Because she said like circles or triangles. I would think so. Oh, look how pretty that looks.
Yeah.
And so, Amanda, if you wanted a circle, then you would pick the circle part of that design earlier when you were in picture play, right. Bring it over and add one of the outlines.
Yeah, you pick the circle frame, and then you would pick a circle in the embroidery frame side.
Yeah. This has been such a great tutorial. I love, those manatees. I love those. I actually have pictures of manatees because they come up by our boat whenever we're cleaning fish, and they hang out and they stick their little nose. Well, it's not little, but they'll stick their nose out of the water. And I've had so many pictures. I think that might have to be one of my next ones.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I know that people want to do people. They want to do their kids, their grandkids, or whatever, but there's so many things. I mean, think of their hobbies, think of things that they like to do. It's like my son with his new car. It's just I'm going to put that on a computer bag for him. So it's just
be really nice,
fun to think of other things besides the people. I mean, you have nice photos of them, so
I know. Well, and I don't know if we can do this. I saw this too. Brother So says, did you see this from Carol? Can you zoom in to see the designs better? The ones that you were scrolling through. I wonder if we could look at those one more time and click on the info button just to make it a little bigger. Not all of them, but just a couple, just so they can see what it looks like on all the designs you have saved.
My the ones that I've already done.
Yep, those. So we'll get as close as we can. And Cindy, can this be used with the phone? This is actually on the Aveneer. And also, before we go, I did want to mention, because Patty Hamill mentioned this, Cathy, for somebody who does not have the Aveneer that wants to play with these pictures, the software that Brother has, PE Design, and then what's the one where they could take photos similar to this?
Well, PE11 has the photo stitch.
PE11. That's what I meant. PE11 has photo stitch. So for those of you who don't have the Aveneer, that is a software that you could use. And that's what Patty said she uses. So thanks for bringing that up.
Okay. Yeah, this.
All right. So she's coming back here. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. There you are. So there's the stitch in the embroidery side if you want to see a little bit closer there. Oh, that looks like a crazy mushroom.
It is. It is. It's a different style. I think this is the cartoon graphic. Yeah.
So that's a closer upper. Closer upper. Is that the word for the day? Closer upper. I'm pretty sure that is definitely not proper English, but here's a closer upper for you.
So let me see. What do they want to see closer upper?
Yeah, what do you want? Anything specific you want to see closer upper? Lorraine has a question for you in general. Is there a best type of fabric to embroider these dense? I mean, these are pretty dense designs. They take a long time. Do you have any suggestions for the best fabric to use and the best stabilizer?
I have a favorite fabric. Can I mention it?
As long as it's not a brand.
It's a cotton and linen blend.
Ooh, that sounds luxurious.
And it just holds the stitches well. And then I just use a tearaway on the back, a heavy tearaway. And
that sounds good. And hey, Lorraine, I will talk to Cathy later, and if it's a specific brand, I can put it in the live show area for later. Let you know. I'll send you a message and let you know. Oh, look at that! Gorgeous. Oh, I love that.
So this is that robot that I had, and I did him in neon. I think he turned out kind of cute, but I don't know if I'll stitch him out. But we'll wait for him to come up here. So, is there any other questions?
I don't see any other questions, but that's very helpful, so they can see what this looks like, and also another few tools where you can see what it looks like in the hoop, how big it is. And as she's touching the machine, if you hear thunder. You can't see the lightning, but if you hear thunder, that's not part of the machine. It's just outside my window.
There you go. So I thought that was
that's really cool.
Yeah, and that's all stitches. He's already turned into stitches.
Wow. That's beautiful. Any last minute questions for Cathy? This has been such a great tutorial and so helpful. Also to show some of the other features where you can zoom things up a little bit, take a closer look, and also the discussion on if you have a really technical design and you're trying to get rid of the background. Now, Amanda, when you were talking about if you want to turn it into a circle, then you can't get rid of the background. That's where you would want to maybe use another software, get rid of the background, then bring it into photo stitch and turn it into that circle. So there's a lot of different options. And you have a lot of editing tools on your phone even, and to edit the photo and send it over.
That's what I do a lot is I'll in the in my phone or on my tablet, I'll go ahead and crop it and get it set up the way I want it, get rid of some of the stuff before I send it over.
Yeah. And do you want to come back to us on camera, Cathy?
Sure.
Okay, while she's coming back, Carol, how many designs can you save on your machine? She has a lot there. Yeah. She said she has 30 on there. So, and she's still going strong. So we don't have an exact number at this point.
Yeah. Now I did run out of memory in the machine, so that's why I have some on the USB stick. But I just got rid of some of them. Once you get them done, I forget which ones I used, and anyway. So I put some on the USB stick.
That's a smart idea. So you can save it over to the USB. So two questions at the same time. Barbara and Amanda must be having some mojo right now because they both want to know, can Artspira do any of this? Can Artspira work with picture play? Is there anywhere where you see Artspira helping out?
Not yet, no.
Okay. But Artspira is a lot of fun, so have fun with that too. There's so many different things Brothers come out with the last couple of years that are creative, binge-worthy.
Yeah, I was looking at a cutting file to see if I could turn it into an image or whatever, but I didn't. I just played with it for a little bit, so I didn't get into it a whole lot, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, that sounds good. Any last-minute questions? These projects are so cute. Someone asked you to hold that turtle back up. Will you bring that turtle back to your face?
Which one?
Which one? Take your pick. Oh, you're welcome, Lorraine, and enjoy your Aveneer. Everyone says, I like the not yet. That means we're adding more lists to the brother engineers. Yep, Barbara, we'll keep working on it. We give them a whole list of wants. Oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful.
Here's the blue one. And then here's the orange one.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Well, this has been an absolutely great show. I will find out from Cathy about the fabric. You all know that if it's not a brother product, you can't bring it up here. So if you go to brothersews.com, that's where you can find their blog for sewing and crafting. Go back to their YouTube channel and binge watch all of these episodes. What are we on? Almost 500. Wow. And also at angelawolf.com, I've been bad. I've been busy in April. I have not updated the new schedule. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, but I will upload this video for today and I will put a recommendation for fabric on there for you. So I think we got it all covered unless I see any last minute. Nope, everybody's saying beautiful. Thank you. Lorraine says, don't forget everyone, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Brothers YouTube and follow on Facebook. This has been so much fun, Cathy. You're always a wealth of knowledge, and I'm going to have to check back with you next month to see how many stitches you have 30 days from now. And we'll have a survey. That will be our survey. What did you embroider and how many stitches do you have on your new Aveneer? All right, Cathy, this has been fantastic. So I don't see any last minute questions, but even if you're watching the replay, Brother Social watches for this. So leave your comments and questions and we will try to see if we can answer those for you. So I guess we'll end it with, let me show them the projector with the video and we'll see you all Thursday. Wendy is the last part of her quilt series on that. Sarah, I saw Elsa was here working on her quilt, and she's got a fun tutorial showing you how to make custom name badges using stitch. Nice.
Thank you so much.
All right. See you later. Thanks, Cathy.